today we're going to be looking at what they're calling Skullsmasher, but from now on I am going to refer to as Skullcruncher because that was his original name. And as you see, he is an alligator. Actually pretty cool. I don't think I ever had the original Skullcruncher, but this is pretty cool. I'm actually surprised with a few things on him. His tail can move back and forth, even though that will unpeg itself while you're doing that. But, this alligator head is on this fantastic ball joint. So I mean, you can look up, look down, turn it side to side. It's really cool. And they did a good job with the teeth. I mean, the teeth are all separate pieces. They're soft rubber, so you're not going to hurt yourself. But they look really cool when the mouth is closed. They look really cool when the mouth is open. Not too bad. It's got soft rubbery claws here, hard claws back there. But nice paint job here on the sides. That's just very cool. Very, very cool. He's got a little soft rubbery hatch here. And this is Grax, his headmaster. He's pretty cool. They did paint his eyes a tiny bit. No, maybe they didn't. I don't know. It's hard to see. These guys are so small. And, it's pretty cool. You know, they're a little slightly articulated, nothing too great, but he can peg in to this little thing, and he can drive an alligator. Yeah, that's what I want to do, drive an alligator. He can fit in there. I'm sure there's a way to peg him in. I don't care. Then you can close this rubbery hatch right over his head. There, now he's driving an alligator for some reason. That's pretty cool. And then the tail can come off, and as you can see, there's a spot here for Grax to sit, just like on there was on Blur's shield. Though it doesn't have a little foot piece to stand on. And, you know, it's got a gun thing here you can use. It's got a peg that can be pegged in like that, so he can use it as a gun in robot mode. It can peg into, like, the bases like Fortress Maximus and Power Master Optimus and Blaster and stuff like that. It is what it is. Get that head back out of here. Got no nails. You know, he comes with a tech spec too, just like Blur did. And you see the blue part is when the head's actually attached. Is what it is. Get him out. Put him off to the side. That soft rubbery piece is actually a little annoying, but now there's something I do with these hands when I transform them that I think just makes them look a little bit better. You could do what you want with yours when you get yours. Peg in those legs. Just basically flip them out. Make sure they're locked in. The knees actually lock in. Flip out his toes, because that's what you have to do. And you just unpeg the head, and that can just flip out onto his back. Just hang out back there. And you unpeg his arms and pull them down. You flip out his hands. Now I'm going to show you first the official transformation, then I'll show you what I do. This hand doesn't really peg in very good, it's very loose. You see, it's very loose. This one actually clipped into place, which is nice. Also, when I got him out of the package, The ball joints on his hips were extremely loose, and so were these thigh swivels. As you see, I tightened them up some with some clear nail polish. It needed it. Here's basically his body mode and for robot mode. Now, when I first took the head off out of the package, it popped the ball joint. His head is in there pretty tightly. So you gotta be careful. Use that trick that a lot of people used with there we go. With Brainstorm, where you flip the head, pull the head this way when you take it off. It has a tendency to work the same. But there he is in his robot mode. He's not too bad. Interesting head sculpt on him. Really. Pictures don't do it justice. I think it looks pretty good. But, you know, just like Blur, he's got, you know, the whole ball joint, wiggle waggle, all this good stuff. 360 rotation there. 90 degree on the elbow. No wrist rotation, unfortunately. He does have a waist, again, just for the robot mode. Ball joint on his hips, thigh swivel. He's got 90 on his knee, but if you undo the joint, you can get more. So you get a double jointed knee if you need it. That's about it. He's pretty posable. Nice green on here. Nice pinkish red, mauve, whatever color that is. I don't care. Now what I like to do is, since these are a soft rubber, just take them. And this actually helps with the one problem I have on the left hand. It doesn't lock in. But you can just plug them in back on here. And as you see, that fills in that ugly gap right there. And that just, you know, I think that looks better. See what I mean? Now the hand just flipped back in just from me doing all this stuff. So if we take the claws and pop them in there, peg them in. Now the hand, it'll close, but it won't close all the way. It kind of helps hold it in place. So there you go. He could really use heel spurs. That's just me complaining. He can hold this all as a gun if you want him to. Big tail gun, or stand up, you. This actually pegs in really tightly on here, so be careful. Give him his handgun and give him this as a shield. And now he's ready to bash some Autobots. He could have really used a Decepticon symbol there. I might take a small repro label and put it on there just because his chest looks a little plain. So I'm probably going to do that. I might do the same thing with Blur. I think Blur needs one too. But speaking of Blur, we'll bring in Blur, so you can see how they look together as wave mates. And here's Wheelie. And just because I still like him and he's still out here, Masterpiece Ratchet. Alrighty. I think that's going to be it. These Titan figures are pretty cool so far. Like I said in Blur's video, I'm not getting all of them. But the ones I am getting, I'm being selective about. And he was one I wanted. Not disappointed with him. I think there's a few things they could do better, or they need to fix a couple of tolerances on him, but other than that, pretty cool. Alright, talk to you later.